I am Madam Gracious Kanzini from Educare, Tanzania. Warmly welcome in our Media Educare TZ. So as you can proceed with our A-level tutorial. And here, my student, we have our chemistry subject and our class level is Form 5. We are proceeding with our concern, which is general chemistry. And we are in the second topic known as chemical bonding. We are in the second topic, or we can say subtopic in the general chemistry, which is all about chemical bonding. So my student, for today we are going to start to discuss a new concept of the covalent bond. We have tried to look on the types of bond. Tukaona kwamba kwenye types of bond there is ionic or electrovalent bond, there is covalent bond, but also there is a metallic bond. But my student, in the previous session we tried to look on the issue of ionic or electrovalent bond. Discuss in detail all about ionic and the electrovalent bond. Make sure you have this revision in a clear way. So to ensure that you have a clear understanding toward the concept. Okay, so for today we are going to start to discuss the second types of bond known as the covalent bond. So covalent bond maana yake kwamba kama tumeelewa kuhusiana na electrovalent or the ionic bond, mean this covalent bond will be is kwa sababu somehow itakuwa ni vice versa ya ile electrovalent bond. So now we need to know what is covalent bond and what are the more informations concerning the covalent bond. Okay, so you can see that a covalent bond is a chemical bond formed by sharing of electrons between two bonding atoms of nanometers. Katika electrovalent bond tuliona there is a transferring of electron between different or the opposite charged ion, ambapo ni cation and anion. But here you can see it involved the both of nanometers. Na maana hapa tunadili na nanometer mbili. So you can see that both two nanometers they tend to share their electron. So this is a simple meaning of the covalent bonding. So ukiulizwa what the covalent bond is, the covalent bond, the simple definition is this one, kwamba it involve the sharing of electron between the two nanometers. Lazima tuwe na two nanometers. Sasa zile two nanometers, each one need electron maybe to attain ile electronic configuration or ile stability. Sasa utakuta kwamba zile nanometers zina share zile electrons zake, and therefore utaona kwamba zinaweza kufanya ile maintenance of the electronic configuration. So a covalent bond occurs between two atoms of the same or small differences in electronegativity. Kwamba hii covalent inatokea kati ya these atoms ambazo zina the same electronegativity, na kama ni tofauti inakuwa ni very small difference. Kwamba kama zote ni nanometers, sasa mean that they will have the similar property. That's why tunasema kwamba it involve the atom of the same or small differences in electronegativity. Kwa maana kwamba electronegativity property inakuwa the same to each other. Kama kuna utofauti utakuwa kwa kiasi kidogo sana. That's why tunasema in small of the atom of the same or small differences in electronegativity. So now you can see that each of the bonding atom have high ionization energy and therefore hold its electron tightly and tend to attract other electrons due to high negative electron affinity. If you remember this word IE and EA, tuliona kwamba IE ni short term, ni abbreviation ya statement of the ionization energy, lakini EA tuliona kwamba ni electron affinity, ambapo tukaona kwamba metals they tend to involve this ionization energy, ambapo zinakuwa converted from the atomic gases kwenda kwenye gases in ion, ile atom inaenda kuwa kwenye ion. Lakini this electron affinity tunaangalia ile ability of attracting the electron. So this is for nanometers. Kwa hiyo ionization energy is for metal, but electron affinity for the nanometal. So anasema kwamba katika hii covalent bond each of the bonding atom have high IE, kwamba ile ionization energy is higher, but also it facilitates this holding of the electron to be very close, kwamba anasema kwamba therefore hold its electron tightly, na maana zile electrons zinakuwa na uwezo wa kuwa packed together, yani zinakuwa zimekuwa holded kwa karibu sana. That's why you see the word tightly, tightly, and tend to attract other electrons due to the high electron affinity. Kwa hiyo utaona zile electrons zake zinakuwa holded tightly, yani so closer, lakini pia utaona kwamba because of this higher electron affinity therefore they tend to attract other electrons. So this is all about the covalent. I hope that is clear. Okay, so now you can see that the atoms are drawn together by the attraction of the nuclear for the valence electron of the other atom. Here we are talking about the valence electrons. The shared electron between the two bonding atoms are said to be localized. Kwamba the shared electron between two bonding atoms are said to be localized. Why localized? Tunaposema kitu kipo localized, maana yake kwamba kipo locked. So this shared electron between the two bonding tunasema kwamba localized. Why? Because they spend most of their time in between the atoms, linking them together. Kwa hiyo zinakuwa kama zipo locked fulani. That's what tunasema they are localized. Why? Simply because they spend a lot of time holding together so they can form that bond. That's why anasema kwamba because they spend most of their time in between the atoms, katika zile bonding, zile atom mbili, linking them together. Sasa kama zimekuwa linked together, therefore you can see that electrons ambazo zime facilitate ile bonding to take place, therefore obvious it will be localized. It will be localized. So a neutral particle which is formed when atoms share electron is called a molecule. These are the simple meaning of the terminology. I hope you know it. Kwamba a neutral particle, when we talk about a neutral particle, we are talking about the molecule. So this is the neutral particle which is formed when atoms share electron is called a molecule. Kwa hiyo ukiulizwa what is a molecule, all obvious you will talk about what? The neutral particle, ambayo inakuwa formed after this sharing of the electron. So this is the basic unity of a molecular compound. Kwamba formation is a molecule ambapo ni hizo neutral compounds or neutral particles ambazo zinakuwa formed after atom share electron. So you can see that the formation of this molecule, we can say this is the basic unity of a molecular compound. The basic unity of a molecular compound. So now you can see that factors affecting the degree of the covalence according to the Fajans rule. Sasa tumeona kuhusiana na this concept of the covalent bond. So there are some of the factors. Anasema kwamba factors affecting the degree of covalence. Kumbuka we are talking about the valence electrons. Sasa kuna baadhi ya factor ambazo zina affect zile electrons, the valence electrons. Sasa kuna hii rule ambayo ilikuwa proposed na huyu mtaalamu anaitwa Fajan. Fajan. Sasa akapropose idea yake, akaona kuna hizo factors ambazo zinapelekea effect katika hiyo valence electrons. Sasa then akaja kupropose the factors affecting the degree of covalence according to the Fajans rule. Kwa hiyo tutaenda kusoma hizi factors zinazo affect one after another. But before we can say that what are the statement of this Fajans rule? Kwamba hii Fajans rule ina state vipi? Inamaanisha nini? Yaani anaongelea kitu gani? So we have to relate the concept before tujasoma hizo factors zake ambazo alizi propose. So the Fajans rule states that the atomic ions with low positive charge, large cations and small anion from ionic bonds, whereas those with higher positive charge, small cation, a large anion are covalent bond. You have to understand this. Anasema kwamba the Fajans rule states that the atomic ions with low positive charge, large cation and small anion, it tend to form ionic bonds. Basi tunapokuja vice versa, those atom or atomic ion with high positive charges, small cation and large anion, they tend to form a covalent bond. So this is the proposed, or these are the rules of this Fajans rule. So now we have to go and learn about these factors. Thank you. Let us see the next session of this factor for the Fajans rule, ambazo zina tend to affect the covalency. They tend to affect the covalence.